Tissot are another brand that jumped on the Tiffany trend, and I know this watch came out a while ago, but I've recently just came across the price of this timepiece, and it's actually blew me away. I feel like I need to make a review on this watch and compare it to some other timepieces within the same budget. So the TISSOT PRX Tiffany edition, that is technically mint green, does come in some different sizes at 35mm and 40mm. Now we are actually talking about the TISSOT PRX Powermatic 80 edition, and we're going to just give a completely honest review on this watch, go through its specs, and then ask for your guys' feedback in the comments. Leave a subscribe if you're new to the channel. 95% of people watching are not subscribed. Now everyone knows the TISSOT PRX as being the kings of the budget luxury watch world. Basically that means that their watches appear extremely expensive when they're actually quite affordable. But as I mentioned at the start of this video, I've just seen the price for this specific watch and I don't know how it can be called budget. Personally, I think that cutoff point is around $500, and the TISSOT PRX Powermatic 80, 35 and 40mm edition both cost £640, which is like maybe $800 US. Don't get me wrong, I know this dial is insane, it's extremely rare, it's sought after, it's the newest trend, but guys, this is not a budget timepiece anymore. At $640, it enters that realm into expensive, quality, luxury. I think this timepiece should actually be compared to something more like the Seiko Presage, the Sport Edition, that's around the same price. So let's run through the specs and see what is underneath this actual watch. Obviously it has an open case back, and I will say that the movement is pretty cool to look at. It only weighs 104 grams at 35mm and a little bit more at 40mm, so it is pretty light on the wrist, and it does only have 100 meters of water resistance, which means it's going to be fine to take in the shower, possibly go for a very light swim with it, but I wouldn't recommend going for swims for a prolonged period of time wearing one of these watches. The case is made out of stainless steel, and as I mentioned, there is a see-through case back with scratch resistant sapphire crystal, which I think is a bit of a standard for a timepiece at this price point. I think every other timepiece around this price also has that sapphire scratch resistant crystal with like a 23 gem movement. Obviously it's a Swiss automatic, and the power reserve's up to 80 hours, which is pretty cool. That's a good amount of power reserve for a watch at this range. Tissot described this dial color as light green, but everyone's been calling it as the Tiffany timepiece. I just don't see the $650 value in this watch just because it has that Tiffany dial, and I know it is the PRX Powermatic 80 edition, but I do believe there's better timepieces out there for less money. Personally, I'm a big Hamilton fan, and I would rather get the Field Khaki King instead of this watch. I think you guys who watch the channel and subscribe know that I'm a Hamilton fan. I would definitely rather have a Field Khaki King over a TISSOT PRX every day of the week. And I actually own the Casio Datejust, which is a Tiffany edition as well, and I actually really love that watch, not just because of the dial color, but because it's only $50 and it brings me so much enjoyment from being an owner of it. I can't justify paying $650 for a TISSOT PRX just because of the dial color. If you guys disagree with me, you gotta let me know in the comments down below. And of course I want to give a shout out to Teddy Balderzea for the content in this video. We do have some of our own videos coming out soon. We're just starting to record with our own camera equipment, so tune in for that guys, and leave a like and subscribe down below if you're brand new to the channel, as we've already mentioned.